and welcome to the Wrestling Mom's Basement edition for March 12th. I'm Patrick Young. This guy to my right has 22 when playing 21, Joe Venuta.
Thank you. That was such a word. Backlash 2005.
I'm hoping I didn't say it before, but I might have. I might have used it.
The date, May 1st, 2005. The location of Verizon Wireless Arena in Manchester, New Hampshire. The attendance was 14,000. Commentary General Sherlock. We're back in the main event with WWE, and the main event is Batista versus Triple H for Batista's title. Other than that, we also have Hogan's match. Teaming with Shawn against Tavares and Muhammad Hassan. I barely remember anything from this time in the company's history, which usually means I enjoy it more. Because it's a nice surprise.
Yeah. I actually was on a hiatus from wrestling at this point for a couple of years.
Until Savior came in his life and died down the pit.
Yes.
I'm not taking credit, though. I'm a very humble person, as you know. I'm modest.
Yes.
I never take credit for anybody's successes. Let's get to it. The open video is about Hogan with the face champ for one match. The other part is about Triple H versus Batista. With Kerry's old Intercontinental, Chris Jericho versus Shelton Benjamin. Benjamin's defending here and is still the hottest thing in the world, not named Batista or Cena at this point. He will have one of my favorite TV matches of all time the next night. And then Shawn Michaels.
Oh, that would be the next night?
Jericho's here because he has nothing else to do. This is part of a really big funk for him because he will leave in the fall, which was a really good thing for him. This is Station's face. JR seems to forget Trish's involvement in last year's Backlash, saying Jericho had to be Christian. Jericho takes him down, starting apparently this is about Jericho singing or something. Ultimate armbar with Shelton, Jericho can't outquick him. Jericho slaps him and turns into a fist fight. He chops the champion up against the ropes and they fight over a suplex. Jericho gets sent to Abram and manages to backdrop Shelton to the floor. Shelton lands on the feet and tries to powerbomb, but Jericho runs him down. Cool sequence, but if it had been faster, it would have been amazing. Shelton gets sent to the barricade, we head back in, suplex gets 2 for the Canadian, and we get the chin lock. Jericho starts playing heel in the match, Show gets Shelton on the bottom rope. Shelton sends him into the corner, his center slice head back, followed by a suplex. Jericho gets to Shelton head back by a quick line sold, 10 minutes per come. They go to the corner of Benjamin and Shawn Wolf, he jumps. He jumps to the top rope and superplex Jericho down, take that angle. The superplex only gets 2, but dang, that was cool. The champ puts a chin off body stations and Jericho's in trouble. Both guys get back up as a double clothesline, player one down. Jericho goes up first and puts Shelton into a 619 position. But Benjamin pops up and hits a stone drop for 2. Jericho hits the Rollins and Guru out of nowhere for 2. Shelton's coming out with a huge springboard bulldog for 2. The guy's jumping into getting better and better. The Canadian takes out the legs and tries the walls. Big pop for that. But changes to a slingshot instead. Benjamin jumps out and hits the T-bone for 2. As Jericho's feet were in the ropes. The Dragon Whip misses. Jericho hooks the walls in the middle of the ring. Benjamin crawls over to the ropes and the fans aren't pleased. Jericho sounds like as Shelton comes out with kind of full bicycle kick to the face for 2. It was like Trouble in Paradise without the spin. Line Soul's counter, but Jericho countered the counter until the walls attempt. But Shelton kicks him over and he roll up. Jericho counters that, but Shelton counters the Jacqueline Cradle for the pin to retain. That was a sweet MSC.
Yeah. Yeah, it was. This was probably everything you wanted an opener of a show to be. It was fast paced and exciting. It got the crowd going pretty great. Shelton, I think, was just on fire in the ring at this point from all the stuff I've seen of him in 2005. He was incredible. I could see why people would sort of have the negative feeling about why he didn't go into the main event. However, there is another aspect to wrestling I don't think Shelton's has never actually been strong in. But still, he was on fire at this time, and this is evidence of it. Young
Shelton, or even Gold Standard Shelton, will fit in better now to get a major main event push.
Yeah, I agree with that, yeah.
This was very good opener, and great way to see both guys get the show off. Jericho's the kind of choice for this. But the next fight will be Shawn and never Shelton, and sweet goodness, they turn the house down. Anyway, this saw some of the crowd's nice and we'll come down. So good stuff there.
Yes. I give the match a B+.
A-. Jericho's no comment post-match. Edge has been watching, should be worried about their match tonight. Edge stopped and walked from the comments on back and said that people want to see Ben Long get his revenge. That's not happening though because Edge will be the last man standing and you come back on. Raw Tag Titles Tag Team Turmoil. There are 5 teams in this, and it's a gauntlet. 2 teams start, the winners advance, and the last team stay in the wins. We start the Heartthrobs versus Regal and Tajiri, the latter of whom are the defending champions. Regal starts with Romeo Roselli, with Romeo taking over. Antonio comes in, but Regal immediately takes him down. Ulti Tajiri kicks the tar out of Antonio. Tajiri hooks a freaky looking hold, which is kind of like a pedigree lock, if you could call it anything. Antonio suplexes him down for 2. They go to the corner. Tajiri comes out as a sunset flip for the pin advance. The third team is Maven and Simon Dean. There's no break in between either. Maven and Dean are fitness enthusiasts, so they keep their sides during the matches. Simon Tajiri start by clean ult to Maven from the apron. Regal fires there on the signs back and his ult to William to clean house. And Need Tremor just repel Simon. A lot of resistance to Sorf, and we saw on the floor back inside for Grind Avers Tajiri with a Japanese man kicking him some force. The champions tag in and out pretty quickly as it's back to Tajiri again. Conway gets Regal into the corner, pound line, and breaks down. Here's a terrain show, but Conway bursts up and guilties and giving Grenier to pin with a handful of dice. Hurricane Rosie, the last team, faced a lot of resistance. A quick Hurricane Chris buys, gets 2 on Grenier. Blockbuster gets the same, Savant first around the corner, and Hurricane's ankle hits the post on the way down. Hurricane gets put in a chin lock, followed by a modified belly roll switch with an awful looking middle rope elbow misses. And his ult to Rosie with no one hearing, the world's strongest slaying gets 2 on Grenier, and Harry breaks down. The French dudes hit a double spine buster on Rosie for 2. The good guys do a snooker Andre double climb splash as a Hurricane fell on Grenier for the titles.
Not the best. I think it was more or less a sign of everything I've seen from the Raw Tag Division from this time. There wasn't really too much special about it. There were certain bright spots that I did like in the match. Regal and Tajiri dominating the first 2 teams. One didn't wrestle like a team. The other one were the Heartthrobs or Romantics or whatever the hell they were.
Martha.
I did enjoy the comedy of Rosie and Hurricane at the time as well. A lot of resistance. I never really liked for anything I saw from them either. But still, the right teams dominated the turmoil, and the action was probably better than can be expected.
The problem I have with these matches, as well as Cruiserweight Opens, is that the matches all end in about 4 minutes. The longest here was under 4:10, which is one of my all matches last longer than that ever. And it's not like these matches are impressive, they're real just clutches, squashes, and quick falls, which aren't interesting. It's just the luck of the draw for his heart. Hurricane Rosie will go on to be some of the most forgotten tag champions ever.
I gave it a D.
D. We recap Edge versus Benoit. This started in my match with Benoit had Arm come in. He almost had a case in there for the match 1, but Edge him and Arm to cheer. In theory, that's legal, but I guess for some reason it's evil because Edge there or something. They had a match of roll, which Benoit won on and almost fluke roll up. Edge destroyed him and his army more post-house, but Bischoff made a last man standing match as a result. Edge versus Chris Benoit. Benoit's arm is a tape, but he's a sneaky Canadian, so it might be fake. Benoit immediately takes it down, we're on. Chris pounds on him as the face chant, "You screw Brett."
To who they were shouting at, we have no idea.
It even happened in America. We get to the corner for chopping, as is all Benoit so far. Edge gets his shot to take over, and the fans want Matt. Hard. They will get him in a few months. A spear attempt is countered by a drop toe hold on his back to even. Benoit drives the knee set down Edge, but the taller Canadian comes back with a shot to the head. They go to the floor, Edge finds a garbage can lid, but Benoit basically slides down before it can be used. Edge gets backdrop into the crowd, and Chris is out there with him. Back in the ring, and Benoit hooks a quick sharpshooter to make Edge tap, but doesn't matter here. With Edge going back on the street, Benoit snaps on the rolling Germans to send Edge to 4 draw and 8 count. Benoit knocks him right back with the apron again, this time for another 8. Chris tries a suicide dive, but gets his head blasted by a trash can lid on the way down. That gets a 7, so Edge bashes him again. He's having a 6. A fan keeps chanting that Edge cheated on his wife, which is true, but has a little relevance here. Back at ring, Edge does a super flush to the trash can, which has Benoit's latest question. Edge down 2 gets him a 7 while Benoit's up by 8. Edge puts a run knee to the head and wears him out with a trash can lid. Naturally, it's time for a ladder. But Edge climbs with his back to Benoit. There's a German suplex on the ladder and both guys are down. That draws a double 8 and Benoit's getting frustrated. Another release, Sherman pulls Edge down, this time getting about 7. With Edge still down, Benoit goes on and launches a swan dive for Edge, but misses, driving his head into the mat. Edge tries to briefcase, but Benoit grabs the crossface before getting hit in the face. Back up, it's time for more rolling Germans. Edge finally escapes Edge to execution on the briefcase, and of course Allen gets 9. Edge spears him down for 9, Benoit gets up, so Edge spears him down for 9. Benoit gets up, so Edge pulls a brick out of the briefcase and blasts Benoit with that for the 10 count and the win.
I know we probably have differing opinions on this match. We did talk earlier and see just, hey, what did you think about this? What did you think about that? I didn't necessarily hate the match, but I expected a little bit more from it with who's involved. To me, it just never seemed like it got out of first gear. I expected more. I think I expected it to be a little bit more vicious than it actually was, but it kind of just felt a little slow in plotting from what I think that match should have been to me.
For some reason, I see Bobby Heenan smiling at Edge doing that finish.
Yeah.
It's just a brain sounding move.
I did like the finish, yes.
I was digging this, but given what we knew, what will come about 2 years later, those shots that had Benoit, especially in this match, right? It's just the first time. One of the first matches, not one of the first matches, but out of all the matches I've seen Benoit since 2007, this one was hard. The shots that had here were more hard to watch.
Yeah.
Edge just put over here, which was the important thing. I see ones I disagree with the ladder over the course of the year.
I gave the match a C+.
A-. Not that much of a difference.
Almost the whole grade point.
Leah looking good here.
And she's checking out her man.
Yeah, but she
the
looked
TV
really
screen.
good here. Ooh.
Yeah, she did.
And the backwash and smiles. Kane comes in and asks if she's ready to help take out Viscera. There's some kind of deal where Viscera loses, Trish has to sleep with him or something. Kane and Leah make out because Kane is a lucky man.
I thought if Viscera wins, he gets that set for Trish.
I think that's okay.
Although, there were a lot of rapey vibes from Viscera this night.
Yes. Here's Lore to promote the Viva Las Divas magazine. He brings out the girls, and this is probably why there are only 6 matches on the card. We see every chick's favorite photo to fill in some time. Lore says he's going to answer a lot of personal questions, but here's Chris Masters. The girls will leave, and Masters says it's time for a Master Lock challenge. This time it's a girl with very short hair, who apparently is indie wrestler Melissa Coates.
Yeah.
Do you know her?
I don't know her, no.
Okay.
I've heard the name, but I don't.
Okay.
I didn't really see anything.
Masters wins easily. Trish leaves her locker room, runs into Viscera. Okay, apparently if he wins, they have a date.
No.
I
thought it was a little bit more. I thought, like, Trish would sleep with him if he won.
If he has some lingerie for her and this was all heard. Next, Kane versus...
It is very rapey. Very rapey.
Kane versus Viscera. Kane runs into Viscera and bounces over him. He kicks Viscera to the floor and dives on the Viscera to take over. The fans still want Matt. Back in, Viscera hits the wheel kick and we get a pelvic thrust. Kane gets into Trish for some reason. Took a splash and Samoan drop for 2. Sidewalk slam just the same. Kane gets up and a boot to the face and a top rope clothesline himself the choke slam. But Vis elbows out of it. A clothesline was counted 4, but Viscera runs to the mat. Trish goes after Kane with a chair for some reason. But Leah blasts her with a crush. Leah had Band-Aid. Back in, Kane goes up and dives into the choke bomb for 2. Leah gets in the ring for some reason. And Vis tries to kiss her, but Kane comes out with a big boot and choke slam for the pin.
It was, to me, it was a bad match. And thank God Trish and Lita were there because they made it at least entertaining.
Okay.
Go on.
This was a poor match on most part. I brought up what I do. This was so chill. So that Trish wants to with Vis or something. Why else would she have gone to Kane like that? Anyway, made a little sense in the match was ain't good either.
I gave it a D minus because thank God Trish and Lita were there.
A D. Either way, the Andrew asked Trish yells at us for a post match, and says even if he had won, she wouldn't have slept with him. She says she'll get real mad, so he picks her up, shakes her, and then splashes her, which I think was just to face her.
Somehow.
Trish's takeout.
I think he would eventually go after Lillian.
Yes. We recap Hogan and Shawn versus Daivari and Hassan. Hogan went to the Hall of Fame the night before WrestleMania 21. Hogan beat up Hassan, Daivari Mania 21. They beat up Shawn. Shawn and Hogan beat Hassan for one match. Hogan and Shawn's lose versus Muhammad Hassan Daivari. Hogan and Hassan goes down with Hogan drawing a line on the mat. He easily shoves Hassan one, grabs a headlock. There goes the bandana, and the evil ones beat on Hogan in the corner. Hulk runs the boat over with clothes on. Hassan is beat on now despite being illegal. Off the show for a double boot, and it's Michaels in full control again. Michaels uses his elbow, and it's off to Daivari. Hogan comes back in, this is a total squash so far. Out to the floor, Hogan pulls a Hogan hat on Daivari before punching him. Is that some air self-hate, man? I don't know. Back in for something else.
He's just taking a fan's merchandise, putting it on their head, so you got to see it on camera, and then punching the guy.
Back in for some elbow drops that boot to the eyes. Shawn comes back in the beat and continues. He chops right down, followed by the forearm, and nips up. The top rope elbow hits as Shawn turns up the band by Hogan considering Hassan. While he's being played out, Hassan hits Shawn in the back with a pipe of some kind for him too. Hassan works on the back, and it's back to the Daivari for a hold, back to the chin up before the camel clutch goes on. The hold stays on long enough to make it look completely ineffective until Shawn breaks out with an electric chair. Hot tag to Hogan. House is clear. His hip is messed up though, so you can't use the leg drop though. So Hassan is someone in the back of the pipe. That draws the Hulk up in a big boot. Super kick, pin on Daivari.
I think, to me, this match was probably more entertaining than it was good. It wasn't a bad match to start with. Seriously, Shawn could wrestle a broomstick and still put on a great match. And I guess Daivari and Hassan, I don't think I've seen anything exactly terrible from them. But I think where I was more or less entertained in this match was, it seemed like Hogan and Shawn were trying to like overdo each other with gestures and reactions. Hogan, that's always been his style. The worst scene in the arena, if you could see the ring and Hogan doing whatever, you can see exactly what's going on. That's Hogan's masterpiece. His pantomimes, even when he's talking to the ref, he's like this, where you could see it at the ass crack of the arena. And Shawn seemed like, okay, Hogan's like overdoing it, so if I want to stand out in this match, I'm gonna have to at least go up to his level. And to me, that's what it seemed like he was trying to do. However, I actually thought this match was pretty entertaining.
This was just to get the crowd all fired up and on that regard work. But other than that, there wasn't much in it, so it was basically a long center squash with Hogan picking up the win, did the pure field goal movement. Also, it's not the reason for there to be a round trying to go in the future with SummerSlam.
I give it a B.
D+. Triple H says Batista got lucky and the pedigree will take care of Batista. Here are Christian and Tomko for no apparent reason. He says this may be the last time he's on Raw pay-per-view because there's a draft coming. Christian wants to stretch himself and he says he's going to rap for us. Give me some of the main events, and that's right. We recap the main event. Triple H and Batista ran Lucha before Batista got hot and won the Rumble. He beat Triple H at Mania, but Triple H says it's just one lucky night, and this is the rematch. Raw World title, Triple H versus Batista. Triple H goes right at him and tries to finish that career, but Big Day quickly escapes. The exact same thing happens, but with Batista trying bomb. A backdrop puts Triple H down, so we're still kind of in an open face here. Non-pedigree 10 is counted in backdrop to the floor. Batista fouls or just ran into American and suplex to the floor. They head back inside, Batista's spine's going to work over. Batista tries a quick bomb, but Triple H gets his shine in the brick job. Triple H drives his shoulders onto the back of Batista in the corner and sends it to the floor, so the floor can get some shots. Back in choices, famous for two, and their quick slug out. This match is a fun one, all that well for me. Batista grabs the side slam on no one and closes on Triple H shot to the floor. Back in, Batista's just shaking ropes. Floor tries to get in, which allows Triple H to get a belt shot in from two. They slug it out. Again, another pedigree attempts count. Batista is all fired up, like clothesline the referee down. Pedigree hits, but the referee's head somewhere not in Manchester. Flair forces back good, but the guy's a hold. Another referee comes out, and Batista's spine lets the referee close. Two, Batista's spine clothesline corner, Triple kicks the referee low. Batista loads up the Batista on Majolas and Flair. Triple H tries to pedigree for the 8th time, but gets catapulted into the corner. Another Batista on attempt is count by a low blow, but Triple H challenges his inner moron and goes in the corner for punches. He deserves Batista bomb that yes, as well as a loss. That brings it.
I actually had a differing opinion from what Jay said. I thought it flowed just fine. I wouldn't say it'll be on anyone's best matches of all time. It probably won't be on ours. Either of ours.
One of their matches is.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
it's not
but,
this match.
Yeah, but not this match. However, I thought it was fine for what it was. I could see, just to refute the ending, I could see Triple H being that overly confident character, especially at that point, where he said one pedigree can take Batista out, and all that stuff. It's very similar to what Flair did in his day, where he was just overly confident, where he kept on going to the top rope for that crossbody. There only worked once, but he still kept on going for it.
And won him world title.
Yeah, and won him one world title. And he still kept on going for it and never gave up on it. It was just that overconfidence, like, I'm going to just pummel you in the head, you're not going to do anything about it, and then I'm going to hit you with pedigree. That's how I took it. But I thought this match was fine, essentially. Again, I think their best match would literally happen the next month, or their next Raw pay-per-view, whenever that would happen.
Next month.
Which is a really good pay-per-view. I do remember that. But still, I thought that this match was good, and I guess a nice bridge from Mania to Vengeance in the Hell in a Cell.
For me, this is really dull, as is about 70% finisher attempts. Power versus power rarely works. And then we're here for the most part. Yes, Triple H chopped, which is a lot of what made Batista look legit. But the match was hard. Not that bad, but it wasn't great. Batista needs someone that he can dominate, rather than someone who's going to do nothing but try pedigrees. This was a really bad main event for me.
Again, fine main event for me. I gave it a B.
D.
Overall grade, I gave it a C+.
Overall D. The show's okay, but what in the world changed here? Batista keeps the title. Hogan's show meant nothing at all for months. And Edge beats Benoit in a match that didn't mean anything. The first day of 2005 was such a weak time. Mine's WrestleMania 21. But the draft for bringing that Cena guy to Raw, which would change everything in wrestling. This is a pretty forgettable show though, but it's not completely horrible.
Yeah. Yeah, I could agree with that tail end, just with different grading. I think it was very good. Jericho and Shelton would probably be the standout match for me.
Mm-hmm.
That would be the one match I would recommend walking away from this show. Everything else wasn't exactly terrible. I mean, I found enjoyment even in the worst parts of the show, really. I probably shouldn't have given a passing grade to Vince and Kane, but hey, Trish and Lita are my favorite divas of all time. They entertained me in that match, and hell, they looked good doing it. And the three top matches I thought were pretty good.
See, you see this time as differently than I do.
Yes.
I remember the time for a little bit. This is all new to you.
Well, if I lived through it, I probably would feel a little different.
Yeah, that's what I mean. This is all new to you.
Experience. So it was just like, hey, throw on this pay-per-view.
Yeah, now we'll pick on the next
yes.
pay-per-view for this.
It may take me a little time because I forgot to type it in the search engine.
So I got a topic. Let's hear me rant.
You should give him the slam poetry you've been working on.
Alright, I got 3 slam poetries coming up on Monday night.
About the Mae Young Battle Royal.
No, it has nothing. What Mae Young Battle Royal? There's no Mae Young Battle Royal. It was never the Mae Young Battle Royal.
It should be the Mae Young Battle Royal.
The Fabulous Memorial Battle Royal. People go on hella high war on Jeff and Coach. A whole bunch of stuff. Want to hear me rant? We'll do that.
Yeah, because it's taking a long time to load. You go on your rant. Go on your rant.
Alright, sorry friends.
Alright, yeah, finally loaded up. Whose turn is it to pick?
Receiver and the family.
Yes.
WWE Backlash 2000. Will the Rocker come to us as he faces Triple H for the WWE Championship, or the powers of the McMahon family prove to be too much? We also get Chris Jericho challenging for the Intercontinental Championship. Chris Benoit, I believe. The Bishop takes on Kurt Angle. Edge and Christian defend tag titles against Road Dogg. X-Sock plus a 6-man hardcore match for the WWE Hardcore Championship. Eddie Guerrero, I believe, versus Saturn and DiMalenko, and more.
So,
that'll be Backlash 2000.
Yes.
So we keep it in the family.
Exactly.
Backlashes. And up next, the Great American Bash 2008.
Yes.
For people that lose pay-per-view predictions. Pat?
I know, my second one in a row.
So, that'll be up next. See you there.
See you then.
Bye.